Paste a paragraph into the chat box, type "make this better" and hit enter. After a few seconds, you get back so much text that it sounds like a manual written by an alien. You just look at your screen and wonder the text sounds so numb. It feels like buying a new bicycle only to find out nobody gave you the pedals. Most of us just give up right here and assume they are bad at technology. Fixing this first mistake will take you 10 seconds, and it starts by throwing away 3 useless words. Here is the first bad prompt. Make this better. When you type that, the computer rewrites your text into fancy, empty nonsense. It replaces normal words with stiff phrases that nobody says out loud. The computer does not know what better means to you. Better could mean shorter, friendlier, funnier, or more serious. When you do not pick a clear goal, the computer has to guess, and it usually guesses wrong. To fix this, tell the tool the exact job and name the person who will read the text. Type this instead. Rewrite this email to my manager. Make it 3 sentences long. Ask for Friday off. Keep the tone polite and direct. When you run that prompt, you get a clean, crisp message you can send immediately. It skips the robot buzzwords because you gave it strict boundaries to follow. Giving boundaries works great on a short note, but things get messy the moment you drop in a long document, unless you know where to put your instructions. The second bad habit happens when you have a lot of reading to do. You paste a long article into the box. You scroll all the way down and type one question at the bottom. When you do that, the tool often gives you a giant summary of the whole page. Or it writes 5 paragraphs and ignores what you actually asked. When an instruction sits at the very end of a massive text, the computer gets distracted. It has already processed everything that came before your question. To fix this, place your instruction at the very top. Paste your text in the middle. Then repeat the instruction again at the end. Type this. Answer this question using the text below. What is the return policy for opened items? Then paste your text. At the bottom, type this. Once again, only tell me the return policy for opened items. Now the tool knows exactly what to look for. It delivers a direct, one-sentence answer. The third broken prompt is asking the tool to sound professional or to sound smart. When you type those words, the tool fills your screen with hollow buzzwords like leverage, synergy, and utilize. It ends up sounding cold, stiff, and completely fake. Words like professional are empty labels. They mean a different thing to almost everyone who reads them. So the computer just copies the most formal textbook language it can find. If you want a specific tone, do not describe it. Give the tool a real sample to copy instead. Type this. Rewrite my draft so it matches the tone of this sample email. Keep the sentences short. Use a warm greeting. Do not use corporate buzzwords. Then paste a real email you liked. By doing this, the tool copies the exact rhythm and warmth of real human writing. It stops guessing what you like and starts copying what already works. The fourth mistake is typing a prompt once, getting an okay answer, and closing the window. When people get a bland response, most assume the tool has failed. So they delete the text and write the whole thing by hand. You are treating the computer like an old search engine. It gives one final result, and that is that. But a real assistant does not work that way. When you work with a real helper, you never expect perfection on the first draft. You give feedback instead. To fix this, treat the first answer as a rough sketch. Then ask for a revision. Reply back with this. The first paragraph is great, but the second paragraph sounds too stiff. Rewrite the second paragraph in 2 short sentences. When you reply with specific edits, the tool fixes the exact spots that bother you in seconds. That covers fixing existing text. But what happens when you need fresh ideas, and the computer only gives you boring clichés?
The fifth broken prompt is asking the tool to be creative. You type, "Give me a creative title for my project," or "Give me a creative theme for a party." When you ask that, you get the most predictable ideas imaginable, usually packed with terrible puns you have heard 100 times. Here is why. When you ask for one creative idea, the computer grabs the most common pattern it knows, and the most common pattern is the exact opposite of original.
The fix is simple. Ask for 3 completely different angles. Then force the tool to explain the difference between them. Type this instead. Give me 3 distinct party themes. Make option 1 cheap and outdoors. Make option 2 an indoor puzzle game. Make option 3 totally unusual. Then explain the main twist of each one. Now the tool cannot just grab the obvious answer. It has to actually compare 3 different ideas side by side. The computer cannot read your mind. It can only work with the exact words you place on the screen. The next time you open a blank chat box, do not type "make this better." Pick just one fix from this list, try it on your very next task, and see what happens.